So with the new ZR1 C8 coming out, you know, it got me also thinking, so what styling of Corvette, what, you know, generation do you guys like best? I'm going to tell you my, you know, my preference on which, you know, just for styling, not horsepower, performance, or anything like that. Styling, what looks really just nice and clean and good. You know, personally, my favorite car is a '67 Corvette. You know, I'm always looking for a '67 Corvette. Always looking. Can't quite afford, you know, one, because those are on the high end of the C2s. So I put the C2s. Styling wise, beautiful car. Performance wise, I mean, it had quite a bit of front end lift. I think even worse than the C3s. I could be wrong, but from what people say, that's, you know, what it is. My next styling, of course, C3. The early C3s, especially with the chrome bumpers, they just look classic, iconic, you know. And I had a 74. I like a 74 convertible. I think they just look beautiful too. And then it kind of transitioned a little bit different into the C3s. And I didn't really care for much until like the 78 with the, you know, with the pace car spoiler, you know, and the spoilers and everything like that. That kind of cool. And then the last, I think it was 80 to 82, you know, with the, yeah, you know, had the front bumpers and everything else, you know, kind of fixed for the aerodynamics. So go C2, C3 for me, and then the C8. I think the C8 is just pretty amazing. You know, like I said, I like the idea of the mid-engine setup and everything like that. I still like front engine, you know, cars. But I think this took it into a real sports car. Unaffordable for me though. I don't think I'll probably ever own one, but that's my next styling choice there. And the performance is just off the charts on that, of course, as we talked about in the other video with the ZR1. So, you know, there's that. So go C2, C3, C8. I didn't really care much for the C7 as much as I like the C6. Something about the C6, it's kind of, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of the C3. It's just kind of has simpler lines. It was kind of the better, you know, what would I say? Like an upgraded C5 basically. And you know, don't get me wrong, it just looked better to me than a C7. Just by a little bit. You know, so I'd put the C6 next. And the C7, what I like about it the most is that it's the interior looks way nicer. I don't quite fit very well in the C7. I think it's because I'm taller. You know, I'm 6'3", and I got longer legs. And it, you know, so it's kind of hard to fit in a lot of sports cars. I've tried to you know, fit into the F-type Jaguar. I don't quite fit very well in that. I fit, but I don't feel comfortable. The NSX, the new one, I really don't fit in that. I'm just maybe too tall. It's funny because the window goes down like that, and to look out the side, I'd have to look down and out to look to look through the windows. I'm just I don't know, just because I think I'm taller. So you know, a lot of sports cars I don't really fit in. I haven't sat in a C8 yet. You know, I haven't met anybody that you know has one that would let me test drive it or anything like that. So I can't really say how I'd fit in a C8. So let's go back. So the C7, you know, a little tight, but the styling, just for styling cues, I think that hits that look. I put then and then I have to jump back. I have to go back to the old ones, the C1 Corvettes, the very first Corvettes. They are just I mean, they're just classy looking. Especially, you get up to those 60, the late 60s, like 59 and up. And they look pretty nice. That just reminds me of those, like, the Fuely days and stuff like that. Just kind of that racing history. And I like that styling. Gassers is what they call them too. Really, really nice. Then I would go the C5 for the Z06 hardtop. They look a little different from the normal C5s, and they have that fixed roof, and it just kind of more round, and it looks a little bit nicer than the other C5s. If it wasn't for the Z06, I'd put the C4s before the C5s. Unfortunately, I know everybody, puts the C4 kind of last. I think it's because of the 80s theme, and it's still, it's kind of a weird generation. I grew up in that generation. I like it, but the styling in the, in the late 70s and the 80s, a little bit through the 90s was, I don't know, just a little different. Don't get me wrong, I still love a C4. I'm looking probably for a C4 Corvette to, daily drive, until I can, get things, situated a little bit better, and then we'll move back up to something maybe even nicer. But yeah, I love the C4s too. I mean, I love all Corvettes. Don't get me wrong. But that's my order. I don't think I missed any. I think I got them all. And so the only reason I think C4 gets such a bad rap is kind of those digital gauges, and some of the the early C4 Corvettes were like the interiors were, I don't know, they just didn't look as good as later on. They fixed the interiors though later on in the run, and that's what I'm looking for, is later in the run. And so like out of the C4s, I want like the 90 or 91, like a teal blue with a brown interior, 6-speed of course. I think that just looks classic, like Miami, type of car. That looks just amazing to me. So I'm like either looking for that, or if I can't find one that I like, I'll from like 93 to 96. I'd lean more towards the 96 because of the, I think it's a LT4. The engine has 30 more horsepower, 330 horse compared to the 300. Like I said, I could be wrong. I'm not exactly, I can't remember everything, like, all the little specs and everything for stuff like that. But if I go a later model, it'll either be silver, black, white. Or red on red. If I can find a red on red, those are pretty cool too. But it has to be red on red. Red interior, red on the outside. The red interior looks really good in the C4s. Like a ZR1 for a C4, it's for a daily driver. I don't want to spend that type of money, or a Grand Sport. Be nice to have. It'd be really cool to have, actually, but just like I said, I want to start traveling a little bit more and doing other things too eventually, so because I've worked hard all my life to get what I have now, and so now, and and the daughter, she's getting older, so 4 more years and she'll be 18 and doing her own thing, and hopefully, then think costs will be a little bit easier and we can do more vacations and stuff like that. So, but anyway, that's my order. So my next Corvette will probably be more likely a C4 Corvette. Of course, me, I can't stop modding and leaving things alone. So I'll make it, you know, when I get it, I'll make it my own and make it something a little different. If I was to if I was to get like a C8, you know, I don't think there's nothing I could really mod, you know, like body wise and stuff like that. I mean, they look pretty badass to begin with. I haven't, of course, I don't have a C8. I know I can't really afford one, so I don't know what kind of kits and stuff they, you know, aftermarket parts and stuff they have. But I've seen some pretty badass C8 Corvettes. But yeah, we're gonna get this guy up and running. I mean, he's running. We're just gonna get him done eventually, and we'll drive him quite a bit. But when I bought this car, I wanted it to make sure that I was able to drive it and not worry about it just, you know, falling apart and breaking on me all the time. And now I'm at that point where I can drive it and I'm not going to worry about it as much. You know, old cars always break down. You know, they always will. Especially, you know, I mean, this is what, 55 years old? You know, something's going to go wrong on it. But at least I'll be able to get in, drive it, you know, take it some short distances as I keep working on it, you know, because I want to put like a 6-speed transmission and so forth, make a, you know, a lot more reliable car and a lot more fun, adventurous car that handles a lot better. You know, then I could take this car cross country maybe one day and not worry about it, you know, and easy to fix. That's another thing with the C7s and C8s and all that they're getting harder and harder to fix. You know, because it's getting more advanced. The engineering's there, so I'm kind of staying away from the brand new cars because they're getting harder to fix. All right. Well, on that note, what are your guys's? You know, what do you guys prefer? What order of Corvette style, you know, do you like? Be interesting to see. You know, comment a little bit. I'd like to see what your guys, what you guys, you know, what's your preferred model? You know, I'll put both. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, post it down and. We'll talk to you next time. And you know, and my cousin's still making shirts. If you want to order a shirt, there's the link down below. It's kind of, you know, I've showed this shirt before. Nick's Garage or whatever. Helps out my uncle with his medical costs because he's gone through a couple of strokes and things like that. My cousin prints these shirts, so you know every dime goes to him. So if you want to, you can order one from the link below, and that'd be cool. You know, anything helps. All right, until I see you guys next time, have a good one.